Data Action Plan by Mary Piccirilli. Hi, my name is Mary Piccirilli. I teach second grade in a public charter school in Prince George's County. I decided to do my focus area in mathematics. Like I said earlier, I teach second grade, so my students are between 7 and 8 years old. The overview of the data action model. So each week, my PLC team met for about 45 minutes. My team consisted of the second grade educators and the assistant principal. As a group, we collaborated to best meet the needs of all the second grade students. We looked at both student work and teacher work. This included assessments, lesson plans, exit tickets, and other informal assessment data we had. From all of this work, we then came up with our SMART goal and our focus. From there, we then came up with new instructional strategies that we could incorporate into our classrooms. In order to carry out our data action model, we used the steps. We went through each step in order to reach the end. We reviewed, we triangulated, we determined, we planned, and we evaluated. Data collection. Throughout the entire data action plan process, we collected a vast amount of both micro and macro data. We collected the students' pre and post assessments. Throughout the unit, we made sure to collect quizzes, exit tickets, and other informal observations. All of these assessments help us figure out which progress we have made towards our goal. The team's analysis of data. In one of the first PLC data team meetings, we met to analyze data. While looking at this data, we looked at the pretest for the word problems unit. We noticed that many students in the second grade scored very poorly on this assessment. We looked at both grade and class scores to come up with our question. How are we instructing students about problem solving in word problems, and how can we help them better solve word problems? From our question, we then created our target learning goal. Our goal consisted of, by April 1st, which was the end of the third quarter, 70% of second grade students in my classroom will score at least 80% accuracy on the word problems unit assessment. The word problems unit assessment is the post assessment that they take at the end of the unit. Evaluation metric. The students are scored on their word problems using this rubric. It has students looking at the important words, the number sentence, the answer, the strategy, and the explanation. Students are then given points 3, 2, or 1 based on their answer. Throughout multiple weeks in our PLC meetings, our team came up with new instructional strategies to put into the classrooms. Our teams then left the PLC meetings and used these instructional strategies in their classroom. All of the teachers in the PLC team met their SMART goals. Students were able to drastically increase their scores on the word problem unit. Some of the instructional tactics included creating anchor charts, team teaching, teachers taught with each other on a certain subject, exit tickets, active votes. Students were able to use the smartboard to key in different answers. Differentiated homework. Real-world problems. Jigsaw grouping. And graphic organizers. Artifact tracking plan. I have showed the different types of artifacts we have tracked throughout the data action plan. It consists of the assessment, classwork, lesson plans, and pacing guides. It also consists of anecdotal records, lesson plans, and homework pages. Evidence. This is one of the anchor charts we created in the classroom. This helps students see the process in which they could solve word problems. This is one of my students solving one of her word problems in her classwork book. Evidence. Here is the pre-assessment graph of the test scores. As you can see, the number of students is on the bottom axis. Going up the top of the y-axis is their grade, A, B, C, or D. The first piece of this evidence is looking at student work. The student underlined their work, showed their equation, showed the steps, gave their answer, and labeled the problem. Attached is the graph for the post-assessment after using the instructional strategies for the time frame. As you can see, the students were able to drastically increase their scores from the pre-assessment. This assessment showed that no students received a D on the assessment. A majority of the students placed within the A or B grade level. Reflection. Area of strength. An area of strength in this data plan was the collaboration that took place. Each week, as a team, we were able to effectively share different strategies that we could incorporate in our classroom. We met on a weekly basis to make sure that better instruction was taking place. These instructional strategies could be used in many different content areas. Reflection, area for growth. In the future, I would make sure I was flexible with obstacles that could occur in scheduling and implementation while using the data action plan. I'll make sure to have a plan for any scheduling conflicts when creating the plan. This will help educators have a plan A and plan B when implementing their plan. And finally, useful protocols while working on the data action plan. Our team used the Notice and Wonder protocol. The team was given two different colored Post-it notes. One was for the I notice, and the other was for the I wonder. As we went through the evidence and different student work, we wrote down things that we noticed, and then we wrote down things that we wondered. This was effective in analyzing the data that we were given.